What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Forza Horizon 2 with a build of the Volkswagen Golf R. Now, this is a fully built Golf R. I did not show the build, or I decided not to show the build process because there's really no reason to, because this car it basically has everything done to it. There's nothing that has been left except for the chassis reinforcement and roll cage, because I wanted to keep it looking slightly more like a street car. But other than that, it's got every single possible thing that you can do to a Golf R done. Now, except for engine swaps. This is a built stock engine. Now, we're putting out 556 horsepower, which is right up in the supercar territory. And because of this thing's all-wheel drive system, when you're on race tires and you've got a 245 square tire setup, this thing launches like a beast. It launches like no other. And yeah, I get that there's going to be some people that are going to hate the color combo. It's fine. I wanted to be a little bit different with the color combo on this one, but I'll go ahead and show you this this launch. Even though we're on a slight downhill, let's see what it can do. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's beyond standard supercar levels of acceleration. And the thing is, if you know how to work the handbrake, you could pull it around corners like a rally car. See if I can do that in third person. I don't know if I can or not. My first person is better than my... Whoa, God. Tried to avoid a traffic car and screwed it up. We'll come back down this way. We'll come back down this way, and we might do a little bit better that time. But the thing is, that traffic car kind of screwed up my attempt. But if you like to all-wheel drift, this is actually kind of a fun setup, too. If you like to all-wheel drift, I'm not the best all-wheel drifter, obviously, as you can see. I'm much more used to rear-wheel drive, much more proficient at rear-wheel drive. But all-wheel drifting is something that I kind of dabble with here and there. Excuse me. Thank you. Come on, then. Alright, let's see if we can get a little bit of a better time, or a little bit of a better run going down the hill. The thing is, you can e-brake into these corners and just straight up power out of them. And the power you get out of corners is insane. And the brakes, well, the brakes could have been applied earlier. Let's say it that way. The brakes could have been applied a lot earlier. If they had, that would have been a really good run. But they weren't, and it wasn't. So, let's go ahead and move on. Now, it actually really likes to get sideways, surprisingly enough. Now, when you're not messing around with the e-brake, it's actually really, really grippy. It's extremely grippy, actually. I mean, I'm full throttle, flat out through a lot of these corners. And I think this car made it up to, I want to say, S1 class. And S1 class is a pretty diverse class. You got a lot of things that can be upgraded to it. But, I mean, you're dealing with some stock cars, some things that'll be highly upgraded. So, if you're going to race this thing online, you're going to be going up against a pretty diverse audience of, not audience, but I shouldn't have said audience. I meant pretty diverse lineup of cars. And as you can see right there, though, I mean, you can all-wheel slide this thing at huge speeds. And the thing is, with the force you have with it, coming around a corner, it will actually, oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? It will, gravitate. There we go. Gravitate towards oversteer. And, which is kind of a rare thing with an all-wheel drive hot hatch. I mean, granted, this one is extremely built, but it's still kind of a rare thing with a fast hatch. Now, ooh, hi. The Mustang GT was just kind of hanging out. And then it just decided to turn out right in front of me. There we go. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, God. No opening in traffic today. Oh, man. Reminds me of the traffic on the way back from Atlanta. Well, no. On the way down. On the way down to Import Alliance, like, the day before. Oh, boy. That traffic was, let's say, interesting. Now, another thing about this car, too, is the sound. It's... I don't know. It's not ridiculous on... It's not crazy. And it's weird. When you fully build up one of these cars in Forza, well, I say one of these cars, really any car in Forza, they start to sound insane, right? You've got straight piped everything, ridiculous like supercharger sounds, turbo sounds, things like that. Now this thing does backfire like crazy, but it's not ridiculously loud comparatively speaking to a lot of other cars in Forza. Oh God, ridiculously close. Let's go back to cockpit cam. It's a little bit easier to avoid traffic there. Now, I'm not gonna say this thing is great at like 50 roll, because it's not. Well, hi Miata, sorry. It's not gonna be the best, obviously, at that kind of thing. But, just to see how it actually is, we are going to roll in second gear from a 50 and do a couple pulls. And 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, I would say it's probably, I mean, obviously without tuning, I haven't messed with all the gearing and stuff, but even without touching the gearing, I think that's probably the fastest you're going to get a stock Golf R. Well, not a stock Golf R, but a Golf R on a built stock engine. So, to go. So, let's do actually another pull outside the car. We'll do from second gear. Oh, really? We'll do from second gear again. 50. Brake boost a little bit. And go! Brake boosting helped a little bit. I would say it didn't help a ton, but it definitely helped. Okay, definitely helped build up a little bit of the boost. I don't know why I'm like slightly all over the place in this commentary. I'm usually not like that. But let's go ahead and go back into first-person view. And once we get to some twisties, I should be able to show you guys a little bit more of the handling capabilities of this car. Now, on the absolute limit, it does understeer a bit, but if you lift off and kind of throw it in, whoa, not like that. That's when you're trying to avoid traffic and you hit a wall. But if you're going into a corner and you lift off and kind of throw it into the corner, it will gravitate towards oversteer, like I said earlier. Like that. I mean, obviously that's not going to be any kind of big drift or anything, but it is nice and progressive, and if you're used to predicting oversteer, you'll have no problem with it at all. Now, on the other hand, if you try to push it on throttle midway through a corner, it's kind of going to plow. So you have to drive it a little bit like, really like you would drive any other all-wheel drive car. And yeah, since it's Forza, you can tune the power split any way you like. If you want to make it like 100% rear powered, that's fine. If you want to make it, you know, whatever split you want, say 60-40, again, it's all up to you. But personally, the way I actually like this car is, so far, on the stock setting, it's actually really, really nice. I haven't started messing with it yet, but I haven't had any, like, major desire to, which is kind of odd for me, because normally I'll get an all-wheel drive car, and I'm like, okay, I think it needs more power at the back, right? Okay, I think it needs more power at the front. But, I mean, generally, all my cars get most of the power to the back, if not all of the power to the back anyway. So, I mean, again, that's just how I like my cars. But again, everybody's going to have their different tastes. Everybody's going to have their different purposes for this car. Who knows? You could turn it into a rally car. You really, really could. With this setup, it would actually be a really fun rally car on Storm Island. Now, I didn't put the rally suspension on it because I didn't really know how that would have turned out. But, let's get it into... Let's see, if you get it wrong and you try to all-wheel drift it, well, if you try to all-wheel drift it the wrong way, then it just kind of plows wide. But, I mean, the all-wheel drifting is great if you want to get fast hairpins, but I wouldn't recommend doing it in sweepers. You don't really need to do it in sweepers, to be honest. Sweepers, I mean, you can just power out of them. Except for when you go into another wall. Jeez. Been meeting a lot of walls in this video. Stay to the inside. Ooh. And now you can shift up the fifth. And see, right there, the back end just came around. It was really no problem at all. That was completely natural. Didn't touch the handbrake. Didn't touch anything except for the brakes, to be honest. And, I mean, under braking, turn the front end in, and the back end just comes right around. It's actually really nice and really easy to catch and nice and progressive. I really, really like the way this thing feels. But if you guys enjoyed this full build or max power build, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.